Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode with a Gliska on GTA 5. This running in one of the newer stunt races. Heading up towards the finish line, a large amount of slipstream, a big jump, and the landing causes some car-related kickflips. I'm not quite sure who got murdered, but it was one hell of a crash. It turns out you land on somebody's roof at a great amount of speed and things can go a little bit awry in all of that. Kind of similar stuff. ACR Webber here, also on GTA 5 with another stunt race. This time not an aerial attack, shall we say, as they're heading down the one of the wider roads they come across. I don't quite know what the intention was, whether it's supposed to ram, but it certainly didn't work out. The turquoise car that was going to get rammed survived as everybody else fell over. So, you know, that's one way to go. Very lucky for the turquoise car. Nicole's up next on Just Cause 3, driving the massive, great big dump truck. Turns out, massive truck can get beaten by a tree. Yes, a pincer manoeuvre from the tree, a bit of log underneath and a bit of log in the back, and tree can get turned and then Austin Powers in a doorway. It probably after many turnings could shuffle itself free, but it's always entertaining when scenery manages to beat stupid vehicles, much as it does for Apocalypse here on Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Now the boat clips a tree, like a low tree branch, and is now doing its best pogo impression, and also, spinning around at many thousands of times a second. Would not want to be on the boat particularly. And there we go. Now it's slowed down the spinning. That's better. It's now just got a lot more height. The Vikings had some curious technology, how much is for sure. Anyway, up next, Captain Lanky on a Dirt Rally 2. He's doing a spot of Rallycross with the best of the Rallycross cars. Well, Peugeot's a bit cheaty, but anyway, I've seen many roles in normal rally stages and continues. This one, we go for a Rallycross. Many roles and almost perfectly positioned to carry on. Just a little bit funky angle, but very good effort nevertheless. Combe Centre up next on Wreckfest is leading the way in a race. Everything going relatively well. 12 laps around Bonebreaker is pretty tough, that much is for sure, but they have a rather large lead. However, as they head across, a wreck of a car clips the back of their vehicle, spinning it around into the path of another AI, and that is game over. Wrecks can be really nasty for causing issues in our Wreckfest. Blazer Fox up next on Assetto Corsa is driving the ridiculous, the Red Bull prototype car when things go a little bit wrong. You see, it is an unbelievably, ridiculously fast car, but it doesn't have very much steering lock. And that means at Macau, one of the tightest circuits in the world, it can get stuck. Yes, an unbelievably fast car has been beaten by a hairpin, and the steering lock is so terrible that actually trying to do the shuffle around is rather difficult because it just doesn't want to make this sort of corner. After a lot of faffing about and backwards and forwards, it does eventually get free, so it can carry on, but yeah, all of that speed, and it is defeated by a hairpin. It is ridiculously fast. We move next to another street circuit and cars that probably shouldn't be on it. We're onto Automobilista 2 with some Formula 1 cars. This is just the AI themselves having problems going around the roundabout, and the Williams is up on its side. Doesn't quite go over yet, but don't worry, it gets a bounce going on and then promptly does fall over. Like the initial crash, it makes sense, a little too much contact. It kind of gets a bit scooped, sure. I don't know why it then starts to bounce, lands on the Mercedes, bounces again, and then falls over. I guess some bit of debris or something got stuck underneath it that caused the physics to freak out. I'm not sure. It's caused the Nastin to get stuck as well, but there we go. NASCAR fan up next on BeamNG Drive is playing around with one of the sort of open-wheel single-seater mods there are for the game, driving around a race circuit when it wants to do its very best. I think it was Bohemian impression, where the front wheels have fallen off at exactly the same time. It's just, I guess there's a bit of terrain there that caused that just snapped everything on the car, and then, well, you're going to be in for a ride once the front wheels have flung off. Sticking on a beam, we have that one guy who has fallen off a cliff and is having a look at the wreck of the car when the FailRace Police Department have turned up. Yes, they want to be involved. I guess AI traffic was turned on and the police car has just decided it wants to go and explore off of a cliff. Sure, why not? Whatever game it is, there is always a FailRace police department somewhere to make a mess of things. What can I say? Up next, we move on to the long drive with DigbyCCeasar, who is doing some exploring. I mean, carrying a fair bit of speed, wandering around in the desert. As you expect, things are going to inevitably go wrong because, well, things pop in quite quickly when you're driving around here at 120 plus kilometers an hour, especially if you're messing around with the binoculars, doesn't see a rock in time, goes for a roll, bounces off of the toilet, sadly doesn't land on the wheels. I mean, there's nothing around for miles, and they managed to hit the one toilet that is around. So, well done. And now you've got a car stuck upside down. Things did not go according to plan, and there's a giraffe stuck in the wheel. Don't ask, I don't understand. And finally, we go on to my summer car, driving along with the moped. When they go to put on the brakes to slow down for the train line, get it wrong, high side the bike, and slide under the train. That's not what you want. That is not what you want at all there. That is very, very much a game over. You could do that one better if you tried. I don't think you could do that one better if you tried. But there we go. That is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via a Google form. There'll be a link to it in the description. All the rules and how it works can be found on there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.